what's up? It's good to see you all here tonight. Really, really happy you could make it. It's good to see you. I do realize now on the votes when I made the poll now, it was supposed to be Mctoon and Cody knows scientific method. But there's no knows. But I think you guys get the gist of it. So far, 6 votes, 7 votes, no 71%, yes 29%. We have in the elements, we have Ryan, Jeff Conkle, Dislord, and PJ Cruikshank. How are you guys doing?
All good.
Doing just fine.
All
Good,
good.
It's good to see you guys here. Glad you could make it. In the in YouTube land, we have Jeff Conkle, obviously, PJ, Ryan, Vicky. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Hello, Alan Norstrand. Glad you could make it. Guys, please hit the likes, share the show. Really, really does help to get the show out to a larger audience, definitely. And hello, Jeff Gashead. What's up? So, have you guys even watched this chat?
No, and I'm glad I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I'm glad I never watch them. Unless I accidentally saw it.
Well, it was very early this morning while I was asleep, and then I saw it. I was like, ooh, this is going to be interesting. You know, so
Yeah.
I thought, this is going to be good. I don't know who this Cody Payne guy is. So it'll be interesting to see what his knowledge is on the subject. But if they're saying scientific method discussion with Cody Payne, obviously the guy has some kind of scientific background, I guess. I mean, why else would Mctoon have the guy on there?
Yeah.
But this should be interesting.
Charlatans usually bring charlatans, but we'll see.
And it's good. It's good many of us didn't watch it already because then it's a fresh reaction and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Going in fresh.
But I mean, I'm just wondering what field of science this Cody guy is in. That's going to be the interesting thing. Because obviously he's in some kind of field of science, like I said, if he's bringing him in, or he's maybe just some follower, I don't know. But it'll be interesting. Glenn Souls, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Mojo Shop, hello. Glad you could make it. Glenn Souls says Mctoon banned him, so he doesn't watch that girly man anymore. Girly man.
Oh, shucks.
But Mctoon is such a nice guy, we can't blame him.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's crazy. I'm excited. I think I'm going to be uploading my first video tomorrow on the new channel, the Flatzoid channel. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'll let you guys know as soon as it's up, if it is tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Definitely going to have a fun new venture with that channel. Okay. So, at least the power was off, so it's on now. We got until 1 o'clock before the power goes off again.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, wow. PJ Cruikshank, been a member for 15 months. That's really awesome. Thank you. Really appreciate your membership, PJ. You really are awesome. Smite Flats, Clike Button, McClown Rules, Globe Clown. Thank you very much, PJ. Really appreciate the support from the channel, mate. You rock. Okay. How many people are watching, by the way? Because I don't really want to start.
21 a minute.
21. Guys, I hope you're hitting the likes. 21 people watching. That's great. Let's see how much likes there are. I love this advert. This is quite a good advert.
6.
Hey, Michael Khan in the house as well. What's up? Also been a member for 15 months. Really appreciate your support too, man. Where's all the scruffy trolls? They leave us alone now because I have a new policy on my channel that all comments are hidden, hidden for review. So if I choose it's fine to post, then I accept it. Otherwise, I delete it. And they don't like this. Sean even went crying to me today on Discord for this.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad Terry put out that vid, man.
I love it.
Fine. Hey, Nathan.
Hey, Nathan Oakley. Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. I don't know if Nathan's watched this video from Mr. Mctoon and them, but it should be very, very interesting. Okay, you guys ready to start it off? Why am I watching my own channel? Oh, what the hell? Oh, that's what I was saying. Guys, 6 likes. Come on, guys. Hit the likes. Share the show.
Oh, come on.
Let's get out to a high audience. Okay. Let's see what whoever this Cody Payne guy is and if they actually know what the scientific method is. Let me know if you can hear it. It should work. Copy. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it does this nonsense. And it's only when I stream for some odd reason. That's good to see you guys. Don't need to hear that music, but although it is quite kind of cool, but you never
With
know.
Cody
Just now he decides, oh, you're using my stuff. Okay, Cody
Payne, and he's going to pop in a minute. But here's what's going to happen. I will switch modes. I'll introduce the podcast. Don't get fooled.
Is it loud enough, you guys?
And then I will do the podcast part. He'll do some talking, some presenting, and then I'll.
Yes, Michael, we'll always miss you, man. Yeah, guys, Michael is out fighting crime. He's doing stuff. But it's good to see you, man. Glad you're okay. And I'm glad you didn't freeze your tits off.
Good stuff. Good stuff. He's doing some
Michael
good-
back on the
Yeah, it's
fly.
nice to hear your voice, brother.
Yeah.
He's out doing some amazing stuff, man. So like,
Yeah,
watch out
definitely.
in the future. Watch out in the future.
Definitely.
End the podcast.
Let's see what
How I
size
will
is-
end the actual podcast,
I'm going to put on
Don't leave.
1.5.
because then we'll have some back and forth with the audience. So
Oh, thank you.
Cody, if you're there, Cody was on and then he turned off his video and audio. So there we go.
I
You
can
gotta
see
get
this
your
Cody
audio
guy's
still.
a young guy, though.
Still
So it should be interesting
muted
to see
there.
what his background is. There he is. He looks quite young.
I can
Happy
hit the
45.
ask to
Come on, Michael.
He looks quite young. Already having a receding hairline, so he's got obviously very intelligent.
There we go. See if you get it there.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
There we go. Yes. All right.
Hey.
Well, welcome, Cody, and so I'll start the podcast, and then we can get to it, and then we will do
Podcast.
the Q&A.
Yeah, guys. Speaking of podcasts, how would you guys think this channel would do if we do podcasts? On Spotify and things.
Yeah, what you mean? Put that out at the same time as you do the show?
Yeah, so like we talk now.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we have interesting conversations, that people just want to listen to, and they're driving to work or whatever, and they can listen to the podcast. So I was thinking maybe I should set up some podcasts.
Absolutely, why not?
I think that can be quite cool.
Afterwards, so
Okay.
Cool.
get your question.
Happy birthday for tomorrow, Michael. Yeah, tomorrow Michael's turning 18, guys.
That's mad, isn't it? It's a year ago since we had that 4 hours sport.
All right, I'm 18 again this year, too.
Yeah, it's very good since we had that 4 hours 40-minute stream, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So, Michael, you're saying we have to have a special stream for you tomorrow night?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, stream.
But it's good to have you here, man. Glad you can make it.
Questions ready for him. Welcome to the Toon Show, where we like to introduce and discuss and talk with some smart people, and I call them Smarty Pants. And today's Smarty Pants is Cody Payne, and he's a physics student at some.
Physics student.
Yeah.
So, indoctrination much?
I wonder.
Yeah.
wonder what he's
There's a
studying.
slight possibility, I think, now. Like,
But it's good that he's a physics student, though. That's a good. That's a good
yeah.
nudge. So he's working with physics then. Hey, Paul. Good to see you, guys, mate. Thank you for coming. And if you guys want to stop at any time, you're more than welcome to, guys.
No problem.
I'll let him introduce where he is. Cody, can you let us all know where you're studying, what you're studying?
Yeah, so I am currently based at the University of North Dakota in Grand Forks. I am studying physics as my discipline, pursuing my PhD, and specializing in quantum optics, actually.
Quantum optics. So working with light. That's quite cool. I think that's quite an interesting field to go into, though.
I don't know.
Mctoon and Cody.
But I don't know how you can do
Mctoon.
quantum optics, though.
Sorry.
Sorry, Mctoon, yeah?
Mctoon and Cody scientific method.
Yeah, that's what
Is
I
that
said.
a question?
I was
There's an
supposed to
Because
say.
I don't know how to say yes or no to this.
But that's
Both.
we're supposed to say no scientific method, so it's just a spelling guy. But you get the gist of it. Do they know scientific method? That's what we want to know.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Truth
Right.
of a Comfort, good to see you. And Nero Di Foga, glad you made it, mate.
I think there's a little echo. Yeah, there's an echo.
Is there an echo
Damn.
again
An element.
in
An element.
Element? Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
just
drop
a
out
mild
and
one.
come back. Well, no, not drop, just do doop, and then stick it in again. I don't know why Element does that sometimes.
No,
There we
it's
go.
not.
Should we shop again?
Talk desk.
Okay.
What up?
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good.
Okay, cool. Everything
Yo.
is good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, one thing I do have to say off the bat, though, why do these people that claim to be these intelligent globe defenders always talk almost like they're robot-like?
Yeah.
Got almost like a kind of demeanor.
Because they're following a script.
Yeah,
It's really weird.
they do.
Just look at his body language, how he's talking as well. Look at this.
So the study of
Yeah.
photons and
You see what I'm saying? It's just really weird.
Probably reading most off the screen.
It's really weird.
all of their interactions with matter and various crystals and mirrors and all that fun
Crystals.
stuff.
Well, that's really cool.
Mm.
Good stuff.
Ah.
And
Yeah, because I heard something like they try and shoot photons through crystals and stuff, and mirrors and everything, and they try and make quantum predictions or something based on that. So study to play with light and crystals, guys. That's
How do you shoot photons?
apparently they shoot photons, guys.
Whoa.
Yeah,
of a-
light is apparently a photon.
Out of a pistol, shotgun, just throw it.
I don't know. It's just what is light? That's the question actually.
It is a weird thing, isn't it? It's not even substance, is it?
But don't we call it plasma as well?
Yeah, I mean, would it be?
But blood is also called plasma, and the
Yeah,
discussion
true.
between blood and light is pretty strong. They say it's blood and plasma. Blood is plasma, light is plasma. So it's getting confusing in a way when people talk on those subjects.
hmm
But plasma, I guess.
Hey,
Unless we
Brian
changed our
Stavely in
mind.
the house. What's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for coming, guys.
It's same as flames. I think flames are a weird thing as well. You know, it's like they're alive because they eat, don't they? They consume to live. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. As it
Our-
burns energy,
Yeah.
Mm.
it's transferring the energy into heat, and it's coming stronger. Really odd.
Mhm.
Like when you look at our veins look like cords. It looks like, what are they? Yeah, like cords. It's like leading the electricity through us.
hmm
We do call that's how they're talked about, that
Yeah,
it is our cord with our electricity inside, like
frequencies and all
blood
that.
is electric plasma, they say. I don't know if you can combine the words.
hmm
we are discussing today the scientific method, and
Yay.
while this podcast isn't strictly about flat earthers, but we get into it a bit because
Sorry,
they
what has flat Earth got to do with the scientific method, mate? You're supposed to be talking about the scientific method. Now you're saying about flat Earth.
I know. You had to get it in there somewhere.
That's a good question. What do they got to do with each other?
Exactly. Obsessed, dude. Obsessed.
Huh. Okay.
they like to
Interesting.
taint science with their
Taint.
silliness. So
Taint
the topic
science.
is scientific method and what flat earthers get wrong about it. So
So
ahead.
it's scientific method and what flat earthers get wrong with it. Okay. So this means Cody Payne knows the scientific method because obviously Mctoon doesn't, guys. We know this. Mctoon doesn't know what science is, even if it hit him in the face. Cody Payne studying physics, so we'll see. Should be
Yeah, right.
interesting.
Truth the chat's nice with that, trolls.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell the difference so far.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, it's good to see more positive comments in the chat now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Brian.
Because people
Brian.
aren't really getting scared of, if I get chat, all of a sudden just get trolled. So, definitely do
And-
like the decision of holding all comments for review.
Yeah.
It really does help.
And finally PJ and Vicky is getting a little break on the chat, It's just been it's just been one attack after the other.
Yeah, Vicky has
I
been working
gotta
overtime
give
in
it-
chat.
I got to give a shout out to Brian Stavely His channel
Absolutely.
has grown so much. I have to say I'm proud of you, man. Keep up the
Yeah,
great
man.
work, and I'm really good to see you getting blessed with your growing channel, mate.
I love how he sticks out and doesn't back down no matter what, because he knows that there's
Exactly.
something going on with the Mandela effect, and
Definitely.
the deniers are just that
Yeah, they're just
deniers.
deniers. It's exactly that.
Definitely something going on. He
Mm-hmm.
knows it, and everybody knows it as well. Though they know it. Everybody's affected one way or another, even if
Exactly.
it's slightly.
Yeah, exactly.
And with whatever you have, and we're looking forward to it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I will. I'll just kind of talk. I have some notes I'm going to go off of, and whenever you want me to stop and kind of elaborate on something, or just stop the chat, just force me to stop. So, as some people in the chat are kind of pointing out, of course, there's not just one scientific method. We all kind of know that. There are.
No, there's one scientific method. Method means singular, correct?
Yeah.
So off the bat,
just because that method has more things in it doesn't make it less than one method.
Oh man,
Yeah, that's right.
what's so hard to understand with that? Off the bat, this Cody Payne physics student already shows he doesn't know what science method is. He tries to say it's more than one method.
Well, he's still a student. Give the guy a break.
Like I think
It's like your chocolate plate. You got a plate of chocolate. It's
just
split up in
kidding.
many pieces, but it's still one piece. It's split up in many parts, but it's still one piece. Yeah.
I mean, it's a method. It's singular. Last time I checked, the word method means singular, not methods. So it's really idiotic when they say stupid stuff like that. And I mean, that's his opening statement of all things. And this is supposed to be this knowledgeable science
Sounds
student.
like he's reading the script that Mctoon gave to him. Is what it sounds like.
Almost, yeah. But like you heard him say, he's going off of his own notes. So it's really bad. No, do you need to use the scientific method to measure a table? Definitely not. Measuring a table is not scientific.
Basic general principles of forming a hypothesis and trying to answer some particular question by making a prediction and testing that prediction. A better name for this talk might be something like what folks get wrong about the philosophy of science, which is what we'll kind of go into.
Sorry. Philosophy of science is not the scientific method. Philosophy of science is a whole bunch of people who have a philosophy of what science should be and how it should work. That's not science.
Pondering and musings on science. That's it. It's just thoughts.
Yeah. They're philosophizing how science should work and not.
Yeah.
It's not hard to understand that. Really bad. Not a very good start, to be honest.
So I think, how do I say this? I think that Flat Earth is kind of dead out of the gate when you consider how they think about science, how they go about thinking about confirmation and experiment. And so, honestly, without even touching on scientific facts and observations and experiments in and of themselves, I think we can kind of refute Flat Earth by just showing that they don't even have a leg to stand on from how they're approaching epistemology.
Epistemology? Really? Show me science and epistemology, please.
Wow.
What? That whole statement itself was fallacious. That is really bad. Michael, this Cody guy looks like AI creator. He does sort of. I think it's because he's blurring the background out on his Zoom call. Wow. I can't believe it. That he literally said that.
How can it be science?
Tell me.
How can the theory of knowledge be science?
Exactly. But I don't understand. This guy's supposed to be getting his PhD in physics. And he says things like method means plural. And it's oh, man, I got no words. Wow.
You know, people say there's a method to their madness. It's more like a madness to their method.
Wow.
So let's kind of get into it. And as we go forward, the way when I was writing these notes, the way it kind of evolved was I started moving away from like refuting flat Earth and more into just a general discussion of philosophy and science. So maybe
So he's an anti-flat earther, guys. Moved away
So he
from
reviewed
refuting flat Earth. So he's probably an anti-flat earther. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Reason why he's on Mctoon's show. Now we get it.
Yeah.
we'll get there, maybe we won't.
That kind of kills it a little, but let's hope.
He's probably a Simon and Dan fan as well.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
look at that. Yeah, definitely.
But we all kind of know some of the really basic things that Flurfs say. Kind of the
Oh no.
unholy trinity of Nathans will say some really, really dumb things.
Nathans?
So
Unholy Trinity of Nathans. Yep,
Wow.
guys, guess what? He's a big Mctoon follower because that's Mctoon saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Without a doubt.
The only pain he's gonna be is in the ass.
Mm.
The Father Nathan, the
Or
Son
in
Nathan,
the other
the
one.
Holy Spirit Nathan. You know?
But think what they've been talking about now, okay, for the last 5 minutes. They're supposed to be talking about the scientific method, and so far they opened the gates with flat
Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah, and
That has
results.
got absolutely nothing to do with the scientific method. So it's a category error. They're trying to poison the well straight off the bat and literally misrepresenting what science is. That's sad, actually.
Mm.
a couple of the really dumb things that the unholy trinity of Nathans say most often that's associated with them is, for example, if you show them an experiment, they'll immediately go, well, what's your IV? What's your DV? What's your CV?
Yeah, that's what an experiment does. If you have an experiment, it means you have a hypothesis which requires you to have an IV, a DV, and CV.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
caught him on a good spot. Check the
Yeah.
face he's making. Check that face.
So proud of himself.
No one can tell him anything now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
But
hubris coming out of it.
But last time I checked, if you have an experiment, it is to validate the hypothesis. And that requires you to have an IV, DV, and CV. So if they ask you what's your IV, DV, and CV in your experiment, it's supposed to be valid because it should be in your hypothesis. So they actually ask you, what's your hypothesis?
Yeah, Jeff. Obviously, scientists are supposed to have an open mind. You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And of course, not all experiments have a well-defined independent variable.
What?
How dare you?
What? Did I hear that right? I gotta just go
What?
back.
On God's flat earth.
The
We hope not.
I gotta hear this again.
unholy trinity of Nathans will say some really, really dumb things. So a couple of the really dumb things that the unholy trinity of Nathans say most often that's associated with them is, for example, if you show them an experiment, they'll immediately go, well, what's your IV? What's your DV? What's your CV? And of course, not all experiments have a well-defined independent variable.
What?
Not all experiments have a well-defined independent and dependent
theory.
variable. Then it's not the...
Experiment at
Oh
all.
my word. This guy is a moron. You don't know science,
yeah.
Cody.
And what silly things does Nathan say? Is it things like the truth?
I don't know what the Nathans and them got to do with this anyway. The mere fact this guy literally just said a independent variable and dependent variable is not well defined in an experiment shows this guy shouldn't even walk into a university. They should kick him out.
How dare you ask for an IVV?
This is the most ignorant thing I've ever heard any anti-flat earther say. Then why are you doing an experiment? Sorry guys, what's your experiment? Oh, I don't know. I'm just trying shit. We try stuff and we see if stuff happens. That's practically what he's saying.
We're gonna wing it.
We're going to wing it, yeah. This guy doesn't know his shit from his elbow. Who the hell is Cody Payne?
And he
Fling
looks so
poo
confident.
at a wall and see if it sticks.
Yeah, I mean, how the
The
hell do
scary
you...
thing is how confident he looks.
That's
you know?
also the sad thing. How the hell do you
That's
get...
scary.
But how the hell do you get a guy getting his PhD in physics and he says this idiotic stuff about scientific method?
It's like, can you drive me in that car down the street to the shop without an engine, please? Ridiculous.
I'm flabbergasted. I actually got no words to say. That's how dumb this actual statement is. This
I
guy
have some
just
words,
made.
but they wouldn't be legal.
No.
Hey, Sovereign Soul, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Wow. So if it's
As long
not
as they are
defined-
lawful,
yeah, but I mean,
bring him.
sorry, if you have an experiment that's not defining your IV and DV, what the hell is the point of doing it?
For
do you do it?
experimentation.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't do an experiment without having a hypothesis. And your hypothesis clearly states one, which is which. It's not badly malformed. It is a well-defined structure. This is the cause, aka independent variable IV, for the dependent variable, aka the observed natural phenomena, and this is your control variables to hold constant. That's well defined. You can't have an experiment if your IV and DV is not well defined. How the hell are you going to know what you're doing and what you're observing?
It's I just know what's for it. I can't even think.
How? How did this guy how does he get
It's
a
like
PhD?
debating without a topic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just don't get it.
Let's just open our mouths and let our bellies rumble.
Wow. Hey, Mojo Shop, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming into the break. What's up? So, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to clip that out. That is the most insane thing I've ever seen. Dude.
Variable and control
Might be
variable.
one of the top three.
Yeah, wow.
So
And the fact Mctoon is nodding his head yes. Wow. Hey, Chilling, what's
Of
up?
course.
That's insane.
that's, of course, just a really bad way to look at a scientific experiment is, well, I can't identify an independent variable, then that experiment, just throw it out. It doesn't matter what it says, doesn't matter anything about it.
Showing he doesn't know what an experiment is. You can't identify independent variable, so just throw it out. No, you testing the independent variable. That's what the flippin' scientific method's about. Testing it.
Unbelievable.
You observe something in nature. You want to figure out the cause for that observed phenomena, which would mean you make an IV. You predict that is the cause for what you observed. You clearly know what it's defined as. You are testing that cause. If it shows to be false, it means that wasn't the cause. If it shows to be true, that means it was the cause. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it's stroking each other's egos, tickling each other's ears with feathers and that, just gentle nothings in each other's ears and confirming each other. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Wow.
We only got 6 minutes in, and I think we've counted five things that this Cody guy's got wrong off the bat. I haven't heard him say one thing correct about the scientific method yet. Not one.
Right? All right.
Nothing.
As in, sweet bugger all. Cody.
Negative.
Yeah. Cody should be embarrassed with himself.
When you
Not
have a
proud of
negative-
himself.
You have a negative.
Imaginations.
Wow. And the sad thing is you got these people in chat agreeing with him. Rachie of all people even agree. So if nobody
Well, that
understands
doesn't surprise me.
yeah. So if people don't understand that Rachie is shown to be a full-blown troll, there's your evidence. Wow.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorites.
Want evidence?
This is who she listens to nowadays. That's what makes her a troll.
And that's why she's becoming dumber.
Yeah.
Is well, you can't use any kind of man-made apparatus. You can't use a measuring apparatus. You can't
What?
use any kind of man-made technology.
What? Who says that?
Wow.
What a bum.
What the hell? Who says you can't use man-made technology for experiments? That's a lie.
Well, that'd be anybody who doesn't want to talk about science.
So this is him misrepresenting the argument of when we say we work with natural sciences. So a naturally occurring phenomena. When you do the experiment, you are creating that natural phenomena using man-made technology, you twat. It's a bit difficult to measure temperature without a thermometer, which is man-made.
Yeah. You just stick your hand out, wet your finger, stick your hand out, and you can tell how many degrees Celsius it is. Like, just by doing that, dude. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Javi, good to see you, man. Yeah, never forget Craig's words. As time passes, things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going to have to do a
Time is
show.
weight.
I think I'm going to have to make a video sometime on the dumbest things anti-flat earthers say. I'm still flabbergasted. I can't believe the guy says this stuff. Guys, have any more thoughts before we move on?
I wonder how they measure wind speed with you peeing in the wind.
My dad told me you never piss in the wind.
Then surely he's sleepwalking. He can't be this silly. He just must be shattering crap in his sleep.
I mean,
It's gotta
at
be-
the moment, we can only make two deductions. Either this Cody is a total ignorant twat and shouldn't be getting his PhD in physics, or he's a liar and he's not studying quantum physics. Quantum optics.
Former unlatter.
You understand what I'm saying? Or, wait, there's a third option. Or there's a third option. Or there's a third option. He could just be lying.
Yeah.
He could just be saying stupid stuff to appease Mctoon, his role model.
I was thinking that. Yeah, Mctoon the Father, Mctoon the Son, Mctoon the Holy
Because
Spirit.
I can guarantee you, with the statements he's just made, he can walk into any university, they would laugh him away.
Yeah, Cody's definitely a pain.
Wow. It's crazy.
Doing an experiment, unless it's a Nikon P900, or it confirms flat Earth. Like if you want to shine a laser across the Sea of Galilee to confirm flat Earth, you can do that.
That's not science. But okay.
Totally fine. But if it confirms the globe, you can't use man-made apparatus. So, and then finally, a third really dumb one that kind of gets past our just ideas of things.
Yeah. Show that Illuminati sign, why don't you? Very, very comforting.
You remember that.
You're not even going to dignify it with a long discussion. It's, well, if you're not putting your hands on your IV and manipulating it and moving it around with a screwdriver, then
It's with a screwdriver?
and that's not a valid experiment.
No. No one says screwdriver. The screwdriver has got absolutely sweet bugger all to do with it. Your manipulation of the IV is needed so you know the cause for the effect. That's how an experiment works. By manipulating the independent variable, you're able to find the cause for the observed phenomena. If you don't manipulate the IV, you can't find the cause for the phenomena. Then there's just there. Sovereign, I wish I knew. People probably that haven't grown up have toys in their background behind them. I mean, how many times we've seen streams where Mctoon sits and builds Lego for people?
Yeah, doing Rubik cubes and.
Yeah, guys, please hit the like, share the
I
show.
like Legos. I like Metallica too, but I don't like Mctoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm about to say Mctoon's got quite a good taste in music. Got no issue with that.
Rock. Yeah,
But
And I bet if I met him on the street, he's probably a normal dude. But I'm sorry.
Sorry, what did you say about Metallica?
Oh, I just say I can't.
I was gonna say, I bet if I.
It's nice to me, you know.
No,
Yeah, you're a bit younger than us, though, aren't you?
No, I'm from '88.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well,
It's
I mean,
not
I'm
for
Yeah,
everybody.
younger than you, yeah. But
It's
well,
not
that's pretty much.
Look,
the
it's
same
not
age.
for everybody.
yeah. I was born.
No, that's it. It's just take.
I like heavy
Yeah, we
metal.
realize it's only 4 chords, but Metallica's got some pretty good licks.
I like heavy metal. I like rock, but I mean, Metallica came a little bit softer as well later on.
Yeah.
They were quite.
They
good.
did tone down.
Ballads and that, they were quite good.
Okay, I probably
Even
didn't
Guns
hear
N'
what they-
Roses.
And sellouts.
But yeah, it's just really odd to see toys in the background of a grown man's study.
I know. I used to have the Millennium Falcon. Who's got the Millennium
You
Falcon?
don't want to see my study.
That's also true, Sovereign. I was also thinking of that. Frequencies. I used to be a big rock fan and everything when I was younger as well. But frequency definitely has some kind of effect on a person's emotions and how your thought patterns are. Definitely
Very
something
much.
to it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's all that, but it does have effect.
Megadeth is about the heaviest I would have gone.
Megadeth's too hectic for me.
I know that.
No, Megadeth ain't nothing.
That's
Slayer's heavy.
To your point. Oh, sorry.
Try Slayer, that'll really scare you.
I would have put Slayer and Megadeth on the same kind of stamp, to be honest.
Or Pantera?
I like Slayer and Megadeth. Testament as well.
What
I
about
like.
Pantera?
Megadeth is more of
You think?
What do you
Megadeth
guys
is just
what do you
that
guys
guy
think of
from-
what do you guys
was
think of
Metallica.
Pantera? What do you guys
Yeah.
think of Pantera?
Yeah, I like Pantera. Yeah.
I like Pantera. I like a lot of bands. I don't necessarily agree with what they sing about, but I do like their music.
I don't like the death metal kind of roar, that kind of
That's too much.
Really,
Yeah.
that's way. It's not even music then. It's just.
You see,
No, that's
I
the
went
sick
over from all that stuff to like the Christian rock bands like Pillar and POD and that kind of stuff. And that's what
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of
POD,
slowly got me off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I have to
I like
say, the
that.
older I've got, I don't know, I'm enjoying more of the EDM kind of stuff these days and relaxing orchestral cinematic music for some
Yeah.
reason.
I do too, yeah.
I
I
still
like
like
movie soundtracks and stuff,
Mm,
yeah.
I don't know why.
Definitely.
I still like my Nirvana and Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
I
those
caught
are great.
myself enjoying opera.
I like
the
all
other
that
day.
stuff, bro. I like
I was
everything from the last 100 years is pretty much good. I don't know of anything that I really don't like except for some of that trash rap and trash metal,
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, definitely.
But yeah, frequency. You're right about that.
Mhm.
Frequency for sure, because even the most nice song put in the wrong vibration will make you feel bad.
I
they
mean,
can tune it how they
I've seen the people take different plants and they play different type of
exactly that
music,
experiment.
and you see how the plants grow
That's pretty
different.
trippy, yeah.
It's really just based on the
It was
frequencies.
the exact thing I was gonna say.
Yeah,
You just
because
stole it
frequency
out of my
affects water and
mouth. That is
everything.
a good experiment.
Yep.
And you
Okay.
can do it with water as well. The water you feed the plant and all that, even music and the water, you can do it
And
with both.
talking to it.
will affect the plant. Yeah,
And talking to plants actually work, guys.
it does.
You
really
can be
does.
negative to the plants, and sometimes the plant don't even grow; they die. And you
That's
can
true.
Put your hand on the plant, touch it.
That's
skin
happened in my
contact.
garden, bro. Like I got mad at
Send
some
love
plants
to
because they weren't growing fast enough, and then it got worse. I was like, what the heck?
You got
Striper.
it.
Listen to Striper. Never heard of them.
I love
Should look it up.
Striper. Striper's awesome, dude.
I should actually look them
Yeah,
up.
they got some good stuff. I mean, it's kind of like on the mellow.
Are
side
they
of the
are they
rock
almost like
versus
Skillet?
glam.
Because I think
They're-
that
Yeah, kind of like Skillet, but not as hard. They got some
Okay.
really good. Like honestly, there's a really good song. It hit number one. Like it was one of the first Christian songs to hit number one. At least in Missouri, it was. I don't know about everywhere else.
okay. Okay, you guys ready to get back onto the not scientific
Yeah.
discussion?
Yeah.
If we said no, would we stop? No, I'm just kidding.
We'll go back from music science back to proper science. Yeah.
Yeah. Proper science, the ones where they say you don't require an independent variable and dependent variable. The same one they say it's not defined. Oh, wow.
The only way to do an experiment is to have your IV be something that you physically manipulate with your own hands. And of course, that's just not true. And it's not even worth dignifying with a response.
Not even worth dignifying. So you're not even going to respond. Just going to say, nah. Well done. You're definitely anti-flat earther, Cody. And no, you have to manipulate the independent variable. It's the only way you know that's the cause for the effect. Without manipulating it, how do you know it's the cause? Really crazy stuff.
But let's now get into a little bit more subtle.
So yeah, he doesn't even actually address it. Just says nah. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we don't need to do that. Forget that.
Yeah. Let me just be totally wrong, and just say nah. So therefore, that's fine. It's settled.
Let's build this house. You get the bricks. You get the cement. In fact, forget the cement. We'll just build the house with the bricks. Yeah.
But we'll stand there and watch it build itself, because you don't require people to build a house, because that's not defined. It's not defined that you require people to build a house. Yeah. Wow.
So the fourth thing I have listed here is, first we'll say the cause that you're trying to investigate. What you're trying to say is causing your physical phenomenon. That's one and the same with the independent variable of your experiment.
It is the independent variable. What? What? He says that is the same as the independent variable. That is the bloody independent variable.
Group laugh, everyone. Group laugh.
I think I have to get myself a codex this year so I can have sound effects. What the hell?
Now we've heard it all.
Let's go back. This guy is I'm sorry, this guy is by far the most ignorant person I've ever seen when it comes to the scientific method.
He looks angry there.
He does look angry.
He looks like he's concentrating so
I don't
hard.
know.
on
Don't you
looking
think he
cool and
knows he's
knowing-
lying? And that's why
Maybe.
he's straining himself, because he knows he's lying? But just listen to the idiocy.
Putting your hands on your IV and manipulating it and moving it around with a screwdriver, then that's not a valid experiment. The only way to do an experiment is to have your IV be something that you physically manipulate with your own hands. And of course, that's just not true. And it's not even worth dignifying with a response. But let's now get into a little bit more subtle.
Yeah, okay. Really listen to what he just says. And how idiotic this is. This is... I don't know. I just can't figure out how this guy keeps saying something dumber than the
Can you get any more subtle?
Yeah, when you think, no, this is the dumbest thing the guy's ever said, he blows it away out the water and says something even dumber.
So the fourth thing I have listed here is, first we'll say the cause that you're trying to investigate. What you're trying to say is causing your physical phenomenon. That's one and the same with the independent variable of your experiment.
That is the independent variable. That's what a cause is. An independent variable. Wait, let's do it this way. Yes, I can't believe Wow. What is
Sorry, children.
Sorry?
I said, sorry, children.
Scribbler. An independent variable is the cause, while a dependent variable is the effect. An independent variable is exactly that. It sounds like it's the variable that stands alone and is changed by the other variables that you are trying to... Oh, wow. An independent variable is the condition research study that causes an effect. So an independent variable is the cause, correct? Cheers, Jeff. Thanks for coming, man. Sorry you had to put up with this idiocy of this guy for this last time.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Guys, please hit the likes, share the show if you haven't already. And I think we should go and actually comment on Mctoon's this thing and say, what the hell? This is insane.
Isn't it?
I have never ever heard more wrong sayings in any kind of presentation from anyone, especially a so-called studying to have a PhD in physics. He got every single thing wrong. It's not that he got some things right. He got every single thing he said wrong. Not one thing that he said was at all correct on any level of science. Not even preschool science. That is the most saddest thing I've ever heard. Am I reading this wrong, guys?
No.
Jeff, hey, you better be sorry for me having to put up with this garbage. I apologize. I knew it was going to be bad, but this just takes the cake. Wow. So when he's in the class and he's writing an exam and they ask him, what was the cause for this effect observed? He said, there is no such thing as a cause. It's not well defined. What's this IV thing you're talking about?
Yeah. What are you on about scientific method?
Wow.
We were just playing about it. Wow, it's crazy.
And I mean, yeah, preschool science is literally when, I don't know if you guys did this when you're in preschool, but they took, with us, they took a candle. And they had different pieces of the candle, and then they had saline water and they had fresh water, and they dropped the pieces of the candle in the saline water and fresh water, and that's how we did our experiment. We figured out the cause for the effect observed.
Yep.
What did we physically manipulate? The density of the water. That is literally preschool science. Primary school, actually, but yeah.
That's, of course, not true. But there's some interesting subtlety there, which...
And the audacity to say that's not true. So an independent variable is not the cause. Wow. And you figured out that... How? Every single person in history that's ever talked about science, done science, written papers, studied science, teaches science, everybody's wrong. Nobody in history has got it right because this guy says an independent variable is not the cause. Wow. Yeah, I agree. People like that, wow. Or is it just me? Is people getting dumber by the day then when they accepting people like this into university?
Idiocracy.
Exactly. Exactly that, into the break. They will parrot this idiocy and think they're right. This is the saddest part of it all. They literally go and parrot this. And the person that instigates this rubbish is that little man baby sitting there. That man baby is the one instigating this misinformation. And he's proud of it.
Him and his wiki fluff pages and that. Numpty.
Wow.
I would say that when you're actually doing a scientific experiment, at least in the realm of physics, the kind of cause of what you're investigating, or you might say the law of nature that you're trying to investigate, actually...
Law of nature is not science. Let's look at entropy, for instance. Do you know the cause for entropy? No. It's a tendency for things to happen. Do we know the cause for entropy? No, we don't. But entropy happens. It's a natural law. It's not science. Another thing you got wrong, Cody. Every time you open your mouth, you are literally wrong.
shows up when you do a curve fit. So if you plot your data and you fit it to a line or some other curve, the parameters of that curve fit, like the slope and the y-intercept, for example, usually encodes something about the cause of the physical phenomenon you're investigating. For example, if we want to do a Cavendish experiment.
Cavendish experiment. Sorry.
Experiment. That was the best experiment ever created by man. Brilliant. Absolute genius.
But didn't you just say there's no such thing as a cause in an experiment?
Yeah. Mhm.
And investigate. Well, we think gravity is causing this.
But you just said there's no cause in an experiment. Now you're trying to cite an experiment that's not an experiment to have a cause. So you just contradicted yourself, literally saying something 2 seconds ago. I think he's reading Mctoon's script. I wouldn't be surprised. I think they went and wrote a script together to figure out what he should talk about.
Absolutely. Spuddy called it earlier. He said Toon's laughing at the same time because he's reading the same script.
Exactly. And you can see he's reading stuff. Hey, Saddlebum, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Guys, please hit the likes, share the show. Wow. Yeah, independent. I can't believe there's independent variable deniers of all things. This is really insane.
Really nice way of setting up that experiment is we change the mass values. We have mass.
You physically changing your IV now?
So he's manipulating something, is he?
So he literally contradicted himself again.
Wow. How do they deal with this in their head? Surely he knows he's contradicting himself from one sentence to the next.
So, no one else is allowed to use a cause and manipulate it, but he can claim something that's not even a science experiment to manipulate a cause.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time I've ever, I don't know.
Speechless. Completely.
No, I've been speechless before, but this is just taking the cake. I've never ever heard such rubbish in my life before.
I mean, is Mctoon not even got enough sense to know that this sounds terrible? Has he not? Surely.
I think he wrote the script with the guy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Thank you for coming, Brian, mate. Drive safe. I really appreciate you coming, man. Wow, I can't believe this. You should be embarrassed of yourself, Cody.
Mm-hmm.
This should be very embarrassing. And Mctoon should be embarrassed to have this guy saying this bullshit on you and say nothing. Because if Cody was on any other channel and he said this nonsense, they would correct him. Well, I would.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, Man Baby here is perpetrating misinformation to everybody because he's just sitting back and agreeing with him. And every single point he's made is wrong. Not even a little, very wrong. It's dangerously how wrong he's saying these things. Hey, Aaron White, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Jolly Man, what's up? Wow.
On the x-axis, and we have a measured force on the y-axis.
Gravity's not a force. Well done. So you're actually showing then gravity's not a force because you measure a force on the y-axis. Well, we can explain what that force is and how it's caused. Your gravity is not a force, therefore you can't claim it to be the force which causes massive attraction. By the way, you went again and did what you said you can't do in science, manipulated the independent variable.
And a really nice thing to do might be get several data points of force versus mass, plot those. What Newton's law of gravity predicts is, of course, that you will get...
Newton's law isn't applicable with gravity because gravity is not a force. You can't have gravity as a force if it is not a force.
Right.
Wow.
Gravity creates gravity. This
is painful to listen to.
He looks like he's in pain. Well, he's Cody Payne.
Wow.
a straight line fitted to that data, and the slope of that line will be big G over the distance between the masses squared. So that's what Newton's law of gravity predicts.
Oh, so acceleration now. So you claiming, just like Mctoon, gravity is acceleration. Last time I checked, acceleration. Gravity is not acceleration. This is why you guys fall into the trap of gravity causes gravity. I got a question for anybody here. If I accelerate a car, is gravity causing that acceleration? And do I call that acceleration in a car gravity? No.
You see this picture in chat of Cody. He's debating over.
Make one.
No, it's just his normal face, but it's what he says. What he says on top of it.
Debate. That's the meme of the night. Oh, brilliant.
I actually thought when I seen it come in, I thought it was got to be Mctoon and him mixed together, but I seen that. It's pretty good.
Wow. It is constant pain. I agree. Wow. I mean, I have tooth pain at the moment, but that's not as sore as the pain I'm getting with my head listening to this nonsense.
So,
you know when you listen to something so stupid, it literally gives you a headache. This is one of those things. Yes, Yavi. Big G was added 200 years after Newton died. Exactly. Just like Newton's G was added in Archimedes' principle 2,000 years after Archimedes' principle. How in the bloody hell? They keep, as your words is, bastardize the stuff because they have a belief in gravity, so they just place it everywhere. And so you see the formula, the equation works, so therefore gravity works. No, mate. Adding gravity into an equation doesn't make the gravity a real thing. It just means you've hijacked an observed phenomena and called it gravity. That's all. No more than that. Your belief is not real. You can claim it to be real because you put it in an equation, but those equations you hijacked existed before your gravity delusions were postulated. And again, get with the times. 109 years ago, gravity was debunked as a force. It was superseded by general relativity to be shown not as a force. Not a hard thing to understand. One is a mechanical definition for a force, the other is not a force. The one is a mathematical construct which we are not able to observe because it's in the fourth dimension. Mathematical. The other is based on force mechanics, which says it cannot be a force. So what you're going to choose? Showing things that's not a force and just acting like it's a force? Or you're going to believe the current quote-unquote science, which says it's not a force, and just ignore it and call it a force? Either way, you're very dishonest and ignorant at best.
So you can see that the cause...
Jeff gets it. Is a carjack an anti-gravity machine? Good one.
The kind of big G is encoded in that slope parameter. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. And then, of course, you could do the same thing, but you could plot force versus 1 over that distance squared, and you would again get a linear graph. And that would...
I can get a linear graph by farting. Does that make gravity real? It's really stupid. Just because you can get data off of a theoretical belief system doesn't make that theoretical belief system actual fact.
No.
And I want to, guys, go back to what the guy said. You don't manipulate the independent variable while he's literally trying to fight for manipulating the independent variables.
It looks like he just ate a bottle of hydro.
Looks like he's got something stuck up his bum.
Glenn says, yeah, Mctoon can't hear him, he's tone deaf. Yeah, they're on both in the same script. Read it.
I think they discussed this beforehand anyway, so.
So if you do both of those things, you could look and say, well, look, we have this number that keeps popping up in this experiment, this constant that's just kind of in the slope parameter. It's 6.67 times 10 to the minus 11 some units. Well, that seems like it might have physical significance. Of course, it does. That is the cause we're investigating. That is Newton's law of gravity.
Now he says they're investigating the cause. You just literally said 5 minutes ago, there is no cause. You said you don't investigate the cause. Now you're investigating a cause?
Has Mctoon spoke yet?
Not really. He's sitting there he's just sitting there nodding his head like the man baby is and agreeing with every nonsense thing this guy's saying.
Yeah. With a little slight downward smirk. Yeah. I'm the boy.
Yeah, always.
I'm the boy.
Insane.
If we did this with a sufficiently large data set, then we could say we truly confirmed Newton's law of gravity. And Flurfs can't really respond to that. The best thing...
Flurfs can't respond to what? You didn't confirm gravity, you bloody ignorant twat. I just literally responded to it. Now, we've done it before. How many times? How many times have I debated FTFE on this subject? How many times have I said this to Mctoon? So don't come with nonsense lies and say flat earthers don't want to respond to this. What? Respond to your absolute denial of science and showing how you contradict yourself every time you open your mouth.
No way.
Really?
Vicky can hear me chewing. Can you hear me chewing?
I can. I almost wanted to ask, did you get yourself a sheep or something?
So I can't believe you can hear me chewing. Wow, I ain't even got a mic. This is...
Is there a cause for that chewing?
Yeah. I like fizzy strawberry pencils.
Did you physically open your mouth and close your mouth to get that effect?
No, it did it itself. I haven't got a brain, it just automatically does it because I don't know why.
Wow.
No.
I've got a headache 10 minutes in on a video. I can't believe it. Let's take a break for this for 2 minutes and you guys can discuss it. What do you guys have to say about this nonsense so far?
Absolute joking.
It's toon-tastic.
This has got to be the start of a sitcom, isn't it? It's not. This is not real, surely.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like, why you call me Paul Joe? Are you mad with me?
Hey Charlie Welsh, good to see you, mate. Oh, wow. But yeah, I can't believe the stupid this guy said. I'm flabbergasted that the guy's gonna get his PhD. This is the kind of guys we want to be an influence on other generations.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't today's like people bad enough? You know, like the Gen whatever it is Gen Z. They're crazy, isn't it?
I mean, think about it. You can get something wrong. It's fine. I get things wrong all the time. But literally every word he said so far is wrong. He just can't say anything right. It's not like maybe 1% or 10%. Literally 99.9% of what he said is wrong.
Yeah, there was no need to say it. It's useless words, vain words. It's futility at its best.
It's really bad. And then you get Mctoon that sits there and agrees with him. That's the saddest thing of all.
Now let's see who cuts out the little thing you said before and use it for a clip. You know, you get things wrong all the time. That might be used now.
Oh, no, but they can use it because I'm not ashamed to say I get things wrong. I'm a human.
No. And it would be such a cheap try anyway.
Well, they do it anyway. I got so much soccer
Yeah.
count trolls making channels based just literally on me, so it doesn't bother me. And yeah, exactly,
No.
Jolly Man. Cavendish wasn't even trying to measure Big G. Cavendish was trying to, quote unquote, calculate Earth's density. They took that and hijacked and stuck Big G into it because of their belief that gravity is a force. And this is where Big G came from.
Wow.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Why do they always have to hijack things to place their confirmation bias of gravity in there?
Now, Craig and Cody are both confirmed as IV diet deniers. They are not pushing science. Well, Mctoon has never pushed science anyway, has he?
I listened to FTFE's defense with that mind shock thing. And hey, Tony, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. And somehow they love bringing me up with all. I don't know. Him and Globermon were talking, and somehow I came back up on the. Somehow on. Just doesn't matter if you go to Andy Flat Earth's channel sometimes, just on a live stream or something, somehow Flatzoid pops up.
Yeah.
They have to say something about Flatzoid. But anyway, they were talking about me all of a sudden, and Craig said, oh, yeah, they were talking about my orange experiment. And Craig couldn't understand how time was a control variable. He says, oh, but I thought Flatzoid said you can't have time as a variable. Literally not understanding what I said. You can't have it as an independent variable.
No, yeah, sorry.
So Craig doesn't know the difference between a control and an independent variable.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be a physicist.
Yeah.
Wow.
You've got to green it.
So it's crazy. But yeah, that was... But it's good to see everybody here. I hope you guys are ready for some more derp. I'm definitely going to be clipping out a few things. Insane.
Thing.
The
best thing.
If you poured water in the rears on one side, it would pop out the other side. Or would it get water? Or would the cranium get logged with waterlogged with the sawdust? I'm just wondering.
Wow.
Could do is say, well, actually, you've done your analysis wrong. They could say, actually, you maybe should have fit that to a quadratic fit for some reason. And then that would correspond to a different law of gravity, and that would falsify Newton's law of gravity. Of course, no flare has ever done that or ever could do that.
Cavendish never... How can I put this? I'm trying to think of the right word. What was Cavendish? Cavendish wasn't an experiment. It had nothing to do with gravity. It didn't show gravity to be a thing. You idiots wanted to be gravity as a thing, and therefore you don't get gravity is not a force, was superseded by general relativity.
A demonstration of curiosity at best, probably.
DJ Lee.
How can you have a conclusion to something you haven't done? If you haven't got an IV, you haven't done an experiment. So
Exactly.
You can't have a conclusion.
Look at Rachie. You've lost flurfs already. Really?
Is that what
That's what his comment there. You lost flurfs already.
What?
Rachie has
does that
become such a dumb troll. I'm so disappointed. I literally thought I used to defend her, and I thought she was smarter than what she is. But the more she goes on, the more I realize I overestimated her.
Yeah.
I literally gave her more props for what she actually is. She's so dumb. It's not even funny.
I stuck up for her as well when everybody else just said, nah, she's tongue straight away. Especially even with the Dell thing, people was like, nah, that was it. Even through that, it's still, you know what I mean? It's kind of supported, huh?
I think that was her way to try and get out, was this whole Daltord nonsense.
It had to be.
That was her escape pad.
to do it gradually. You know what I mean? Rather than just say, "Oh, I'm a Boltard now." With it, oh, could this be possible? This upward rising thing. Then, oh, I actually think Dell's got something here. Yeah, he's more right than you, Flatzoid. To like, yeah, I'm a Boltard.
That's insane. I just can't fathom that you get this. Yeah, hey, awesome. Oh, good to see you. Yeah, Rachel's a full-blown globetrot. It's crazy. 51 people watching, guys. Thank you all for coming. Really appreciate it. It's good to see that good number. Please hit the likes and share the show because there's only 22 likes. We can easily get the likes up to 50. Come on, guys. Please help. Would really, really be appreciative. Paid opposition could be.
Smite thy clikes.
Smite thy clikes, exactly. Okay, let's try listen to some more stupid. It's really painful though.
Yes.
So what they resort to is the second option, the Whitsitt option, of saying, well, what we're seeing in the Cavendish experiment is just some confounding variable, like electromagnetism. So we're looking at not a correlation between the force and the mass, but we're looking at a correlation between the force and something that's correlated with the mass. But the thing that you have to kind of think about there is, if that's true, we've still confirmed mass attracts mass.
Sorry.
No.
No. If you are... if your hypothesis specifically says the cause for mass attracting mass is gravity, okay? If he's got a confounding variable, like let's say electromagnetism, that means not mass attracted mass by gravity. You get it? Oh, and that doesn't mean the mass is attracting the mass, by the way. The guy doesn't even know what he doesn't know what an IV is.
No.
Tony, I've watched it many times. The people try and show the Cavendish experiment, and it does opposite of what they claim it to happen. Sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes it goes in the opposite way.
Yeah. So if anything, mass repelled mass.
Wow. This guy can be very glad I'm not his tutor.
Yeah.
I'll probably stick him back a grade. Wow. Hey, Moxie, what's up, man?
Because we're still observing a correlation between the force and the mass.
Science is not correlative. Another thing you got wrong. Science is causative.
He said about Whitsitt as well. I mean, I don't agree with a few things that Whitsitt says, but Whitsitt would bury him.
Oh, yeah. Look, I have to give it up to Whitsitt lately, guys. Whitsitt is actually doing a very good job in the debates.
Yeah.
I have to say Whitsitt has upped his game. Yeah, there's still stuff that I don't agree with what he says. But he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a little he has done lately. Some of the debates has been pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
He's very patient. Very patient.
So I give it up to Whitsitt.
And usually, if Whitsitt wants to say, well, it's electromagnetism, he would have to have some mechanism that puts electromagnetism,
Guess what? Electromagnetism magnetism does have a mechanism. Guess what? Gravity's not a force. Doesn't have a mechanism. It's only mathematical.
Yep.
A mathematical mind construct in the fourth dimension. Maths can't cause things. Maths is descriptive. Do you get this, Cody? Man, this guy's dumb. Did he get into the university just because he wrote his name correct? Wow.
One-to-one relationship with mass, and that sort of mechanism doesn't exist. So,
oh, really? Electromagnetism doesn't exist?
Wow. How can you say that?
Electromagnetism doesn't exist. Did I just hear that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Mctoon nodded his head yes. Oh my bloody word. Next time you switch your computer on, say electromagnetism. Sorry, you don't exist.
So
I don't know if he's ever gone to a scrapyard before. And you see those big cranes with this big little, this very massive, looking like a magnet thing.
Yeah.
It does nothing. But once you stick that switch on, and the electricity is flowing through it, that current, electromagnetism, it picks up that big car.
You don't want to be
That
under
doesn't
it
exist, guys. That
with a big
doesn't,
nut.
that doesn't exist.
No.
But his gravity, that's not a force, seen as a force, exists somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Moomin Rider, what's up, man? Glad you can make it. This guy is really bad.
And it might be incredulous by that, but not by what they're pushing with gravity.
That's what I'm saying. He wants to deny actual real things for things that don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
That's called insanity, bro.
again, this is just one of those ways that Flat Earth is kind of just dead out of the gate. You can't really refute this sort of experiment because
it's not an experiment, and I just refuted it. Literally. My shit refutes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That driftwood in the toilet refutes your mass attract mass, you bloody idiot. It doesn't exist. Wow. This is triggering me, to be honest. I'm sorry. It's so stupid it's triggering me.
It's fairly straightforward to see that the correlation you're investigating is really there.
Correlation is not science. Well done, pseudoscientist.
Mm-hmm. How many times do you hear them say this about the correlation?
He learned that from FTFE. Has to be.
Of course.
Because FTFE believes without a doubt science is correlative.
Mm-hmm.
If it's correlative, it takes away what science is.
Yeah.
It takes away the reason for science. Because then you can just assume anything you want to and just affirm the consequent. Oh wait, that already exists. It's called pseudoscience. Hey, where's Wally? Good to see you, man. No, mass doesn't attract mass, Wally. That's bullshit. Well done.
There is really emergent from this data. So that's one thing that let's say that's thing number one that FLIRFs get wrong about the way to do science is, of course, you can confirm a cause, but it's more subtle.
Sorry, I thought you said there's no such thing as a cause in science. Now you're saying you can confirm a cause. Now it's just subtle. Wow.
Okay, so let's stop there for a second, and maybe there's questions or things.
Yeah, I got questions. How the bloody hell did you know how to use Zoom? Oh, Wally, I don't know if you actually listened to this before. If you haven't, go back to the beginning of the stream and listen to every idiotic thing this Cody Payne has said. And every time he says really stupid stuff, man baby Mctoon nods his head yes.
Discuss.
Yeah, people may or may not know the unholy trinity of Nathans, or who Whitsit is. Maybe bears explaining the unholy trinity of Nathans is Nathan Oakley, Nathan Roberts, and Nathan Thompson. Though Roberts has been gone for a while, but of flat earthers, that especially Nathan Oakley is very good at getting science wrong.
Okay, tell us how, please. Come, tell us.
And then Whitsit is also.
Oh, so it doesn't tell us how. Ah, okay.
No, you'll just put it out there and not tell you. That's what he does.
The irony coming from the two guys that think you don't manipulate an independent variable. The irony from the two guys that think in an experiment the independent variable and dependent variable is not defined. The irony of the two people sitting here saying their method means plural. Wow. Hey, Price Adam, good to see you, mate.
Austin another flat earther, who declares that gravity doesn't exist because something electrical causes it, without actually providing any confirming evidence.
Again, they taught us this in school. The magnetic core, Mctoon. Did you not know this? There's still citations out there today that say this.
Electromagnetics. Magnetism.
Yeah. It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's like magnets. The only thing that pulls together towards each other, a magnet,
And
magnetic force.
Yeah, and last time I checked, the magnetic force is one of the 4 fundamental weak forces in nature. We got a magnetic field, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's denying that now too.
Magnetic pole as well.
Yeah, is he throwing that away as well?
Yeah.
Oh, Creaky Blinder. Dude, I don't want to talk about that idiot. That guy takes the cake.
See, he does. Takes the cake.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It's very difficult to decide between all these people we watch who's the dumbest of them all. Monitor on my wall. Who's the dumbest anti-flurf of them all? All of them, sir. All of them.
Mctoon seems like one of the most deceptive ones because I think he knows it's a job.
Agree.
He's just an agent.
I think Mctoon is the smartest of the bunch.
Yeah.
But he's the most dishonest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. So is there anything you want to kind of stop there and really in touch on, or should I keep going?
Yeah, you keep going.
Okay, cool. So I think one thing that would really behoove us to drill in here that we don't really talk about that much is that when we do something like the Cavendish experiment, and bear in mind I'm just using the Cavendish experiment as an example. It doesn't have to be the Cavendish experiment. It can be any experiment. But when we're doing something like the Cavendish experiment in physics, we're not just doing one observation. We're not just putting two masses together saying, oh, there's a force.
No, it's called systematical experimentation. Systematical. You know what systematical means, Cody?
And being like, okay, the masses cause the force, we're good to go. And calling it a day. That's not how science is done, but that's kind of how flirts think science is done. They think...
That's a lie. Has anybody ever said that? Or have you heard anybody ever say that?
No.
Not that I remember.
Making more shit up, Cody. Nice. Not only are you stupid and wrong with practically everything you've said, you lie about what people say too. Great debut.
No,
think science begins...
I don't think we could get any denser than Simon Dan, but there we go. We got one. Cody Payne.
You and your reference frames are ruined. oh, wait, my favorite still. What's phenomena? Shoe.
Ends with a single observation, which is all that any flat Earth experiment is. The Sea of Galilee experiment, for example, is just a single. When it comes down to it, it's just a single observation.
Sea of Galilee experiment. That's not science, Cody. They shone a laser, as far as I know. That was more of a modus tollens. That's not science. You can use modus tollens in your science deduction, but that doesn't make it science. There's a big difference, Cody. Shining a laser over a lake and saying, you see, it's flat because it reached there. It should be going into Earth curve. That's not science. That's called the if P then Q statement.
Yeah. If
Not
P,
science.
then Q.
Yeah.
It was if P then Q. If not P, then not Q.
Not Q, exactly. Oh, man. He doesn't even get his logical deductions correct.
No real scientific method there, but they're the ones who want to harp on the scientific method.
Yeah, the scientific method, but that's not science, Cody. Shining a laser over a lake is not scientific method.
But we don't do science with a single observation. We do science with data.
With data? No shit. Really? And how do you get this data, might I ask? From experimentation.
And
You
then coming
can't-
to a conclusion.
This guy literally doesn't understand. Your data comes from the experiment. You don't get the data before the experiment.
That's right.
That's why you do systematical experimentation. Ooh. Globers are like watching a constant Monty Python sketch. I agree, Tony.
So that's one thing to really drill in. We do science with data, not with just one observation and just draw.
By the way, you get data from one observational experiment too, dude. You do know that, right? You can do one experiment and get data from it. Because you're making a measurement and observing an effect. Ah, really?
Whatever conclusions we want from that, that's just not how it's done. And a data set gives us much more confidence in the things we're investigating.
A data set is there so you are able to see the math behind what was observed. If I see something falling and I constantly see something falling and I take in data and say, hang on, there's an average of these things falling. What is it telling you? Things are falling at a certain rate. That's what it tells you. Get it? That's about it. That's all data does. Data is just descriptive. It's telling you what you are seeing.
Information.
It's information. That's it. The information can't be there without doing experimentation first.
Yeah.
And these guys do it totally backwards. They have the data before there even is an experiment.
They have that's it. They've come to the conclusion fast.
And that's what's correlative.
Yeah.
That's why I laughed with what's that guy, that Grayson dude, where he said statistics is science. What causes what causes things? Statistics.
Statistics, yeah.
That's the name. Yeah, that's the name I didn't remember. I will call him one of the dumbest anti-flat earthers.
I watched it. I listened to a debate he had today. He went to Ken Hovind, Dino, Dino Land or whatever, and he debated him there. And they were debating evolution and the Big Bang and all that. And the things they were saying was like really stupid. From both sides, by the way. Yes, I agree with Kent Hovind when it comes to evolution. There's things that really...
Yeah. Creation and all that, I agree with him in that. I used to agree with him on everything until,
Oh, by the way, Grayson said he would love it if Kent Hovind would debate a flat earther. I'm up for that.
I know, he just won't do it. He won't do it. I think he must see the sense in it. He must have come, even when he was in prison for that length of time, he must see the sense in it. Maybe he had time to think that. But he just won't, because of who he is, and what he does. I mean, you know what I mean? He was big time heliocentric, big time creation, but he thinks they go together. So he can't not be in that position now. It's like taking a big step back. He did change his mind on post-trib and pre-trib. He's now a post-trib rapture. He used to be pre-trib.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he has,
you see, the thing with Kent Hovind, the fallacy he falls into comes to, he thinks gravity exists. So he can't accept gravity exists just because he knows it's not validated, and he fights against this. But he says God created gravity.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So his argument back falling for everything is God did it.
Yeah, and in creation, God didn't turn around and say,
let
there be this force that's not a force that will hold you yonder to the ground. You know what I mean?
But you maybe understand, and this is the thing that he can't separate supernatural from natural. He tries to bring it into a scientific discussion, which you can't. God's not scientific. God's above nature. He's supernatural. And I would love to debate Kent Hovind about flat Earth. I'd love that.
On creation, I agree with him. On early Earth, on young Earth, sorry, I agree with him absolutely. used to agree with him on dinosaurs. Not too sure about dinosaurs now. I mean,
There's a
do
few
know
things that he says that's a bit sketchy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously, he thinks it's a globe. So when the Noah's flood came, he said,
He says it can't be a flat Earth because if it was so much water from Noah's flood, it would have to come from the sides. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Did you read the Bible? Last time I checked, God opened the windows of heaven.
That's right. That's right.
The water comes from above and below.
And below, exactly.
It's a complete flood if it opens up at the same time.
It's crazy.
He must see the sense in it.
But his argument is it's plausible for Noah's flood because of the moon. The moon held the water at a constant.
Oh, yeah.
That was his argument. I was like, what the hell? The moon's gravity held the water at a constant, and that's why God was able to flood the whole earth. Oh, wow. I was like, okay.
And the moon is just a teardrop.
But the sad thing is the things these people have to come up with for their belief systems. And they don't see how stupid they are. They don't see how stupid their argument is.
Yeah. I think he's right when it comes to carbon dating and stuff like that. But then, then after that, it's just pure heliocentric. You know? Dr. Dino, that's right. Yeah.
Well, wells are usually made with the water below already present. Truth. So, quote unquote, could be, yeah. The reason we have a well is because you find water there. It's easier to already have the water there and made the well where the water is than create a dry well and just try to fill it up with water.
Absolutely.
That just a single observation does, of course, because that is quote unquote the scientific method.
No, it's not.
You haven't done any method of anything.
No, it's not. Observation is not a scientific method, you bloody moron. That's the step of a scientific method. The first step.
Yeah.
That isn't the scientific method. Just making an observation is not scientific method.
How can they admit it's the first step, but say it is the scientific method as well, when it's just part of the method? A part of something is not a complete thing. So it can't be.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that we could kind of touch on a little bit that kind of ties in nicely with my next point is there's actually a little bit of subtlety with regards to if we want to say we are investigating a cause at all in science, because of course you have some of you might be familiar with Karl Popper.
I want to say like he's talking about Karl Popper. Yes, that's what science is about. Figuring out the cause for the effect.
Concern itself with causes. Science doesn't concern.
What?
Is there's actually a little bit of subtlety with regards to if we want to say we are investigating a cause at all in science, because of course you have some of you might be familiar with Karl Popper, who said, well, science, it doesn't concern itself with causes. Science doesn't concern itself with confirmation of any kind of mechanism, any kind of law.
Well, Karl Popper's then an idiot. That's why he's a philosopher.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Let's put it this way. Who gives a shit what some guy in philosophy cares what science is and not is? It's a method. It doesn't give a damn if you believe it, what it does. Belief has got nothing to do with science. Philosophy has absolutely sweet bugger all with science. It's an empirical method. Strictly to figure out the cause for an effect. That's the whole reason for a damn hypothesis and experiment. Now this guy's saying, oh, but Karl Popper doesn't really agree that it's really working about the cause for an effect. Stuff Karl Popper. He's a pseudoscientist philosopher who doesn't want it to have any validity because he knows your science is debunked because it is not science. It's not hard to understand, guys. As soon as you put philosophy into the scientific method, it's no longer science. it then becomes pseudo-science. And that's why when you take Karl Popper and say, but you see, he says there's no proof in science, so therefore no proof. Who gives a shit what Karl Popper thinks? Saddle Bump, thank you very much for becoming a King Rooster, mate. Really appreciate the membership support. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for joining the team. Wow. What do you guys have to say about Karl Popper?
I'm not sure what Karl Popper is, to be honest.
You,
I haven't got a clue.
well, I got a stinking suspicion this guy's going to talk more about Karl Popper in
It might be the name if I've seen
because
his face.
this is where they get the whole worldview that science doesn't prove things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
You can only
right.
disprove.
Oh,
Kind of theory. It only concerns.
Yeah. Of course. You can only disprove. Right. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Itself with falsification of those theories. So this is something. This is a big can of worms, of course. That, but flat earthers don't get into the can of worms, of course. I learned this term recently.
Oh, really? Flat earthers don't get into it, but we know what the hell you're talking about. Huh. We just wake up one day and it just pops into our minds. Sorry, guys. No flat earther ever does research. We just wake up one day and we know these things.
Wow.
We just know. We don't read stuff, you know? Oh, wow. Man.
You can only disprove things. That's ridiculous.
You're magical.
I'm sorry to say it, but Karl Popper was a moron.
I mean, if you've got a certain amount of something, if you eliminate everything except that one thing, does that not prove that one thing's it?
You see, the thing is, Karl Popper is the Glober's mechanism to try and show science doesn't prove things because it only disproves, it only invalidates. Because as soon as they can say things are validated, it's proven.
Yeah.
Then as soon as they say, okay, look, I've been proven this with science, then they can say, hang on, you lied then.
It's ridiculous. If you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Sherlock Holmes and Spock.
Exactly. Which is actually a good statement.
It is. I like it.
I mean, think about it. If I'm going to say, hey, LJ, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Good to see you. He says, Caleb versus Ozian on MDD. Awesome. That should be a great debate. Caleb's going to destroy Ozian. I think a pet turtle can destroy Ozian, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I'm waiting for MDD to contact me again for another debate. By the way, I might have a debate next weekend.
Nice.
Someone on Discord contacted me. They want to debate Flat Earth versus Globe Earth. I said, yeah, I'm up for it. So that'll be quite interesting. You might have to moderate, PJ.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. So yeah.
Is it that guy who was in the chat the other night, or is it somebody else?
No, it's somebody else.
Right, cool. Because I don't, like you said, I think he might have been trolling.
But looking forward to that. That will be quite exciting.
Yes, as well.
I do enjoy my my debates though. So
yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, but like I was saying, sorry. If I validate a hypothesis, okay, and I figure that was the cause for the effect, that will always hold true. Because if you keep to that same hypothesis and you do the same experiment, why would it change?
Exactly.
You would have to be changing some variable for it to change, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So therefore it's a different hypothesis. So you've proven your hypothesis.
It's like the definition of madness, isn't it? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting change.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. When a person dies, their heart stops beating. Okay?
Yeah.
We've observed this. Okay, you can manipulate the independent variable. You stop the guy's heart from breathing, from beating. He died now. Okay? Will that always hold true? A person dies when their heart stops beating.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what is going to change in the future with that? This is where Karl Popper comes so stupid. His whole argument is, well, you can try and invalidate it 100 times. You can try and invalidate it 700 times. You can try and invalidate it 1,000 times. When do you stop trying to invalidate it and call it confirmed? That's his whole argument.
If your heart stops and you're still alive, then you're a vampire.
Then there's something wrong with you.
You're a vampire, exactly. Yeah.
But you understand that that's the whole point. The point is, science proves things.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for. It's either to prove the hypothesis or to prove the null. Either way, you've proved something. Whew. I'm actually hurting my vocal cords here tonight. I think I'm a bit loud.
Getting a bit hoarse. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'll try and calm down a bit.
I'm just a little confused. Why is LVA Paul deleting a lot of my messages in the chat and a lot of our messages, also NV Dude's messages? What the fuck?
He can do that. He's a mod. Probably.
But why?
But he's cleaning it out a bit. He does clean it out now and then because it gets really full.
And maybe I know you were explaining something to us earlier on, but maybe it's because of that word. I'm not going to say it live. Maybe the N word. Maybe we was talking about something. And
no, but all of our messages. Look at the chat.
Yeah, it's all right. Sometimes it just cleans it out.
Provoking.
But what does it matter? You've had the discussion. It's over. So yeah.
But please stop.
Somebody from Craig's channel, from his debunks of the flat earther who claims not to be a flat earther, Mind Shock. Mind Shock keeps bringing up this thing called the false cause fallacy, which means essentially what I was talking about. If you do a Cavendish experiment, you just do one observation and you say, okay, the cause is mass attracting mass. Well, of course that.
No, the false cause fallacy is you are attributing a cause that's false, and that's why it's a false cause fallacy. And that's exactly what Craig was doing the whole time. He was attributing a false cause to an observation, which was shown false anyway.
Sorry, can I say this guy? I think he's deleted everybody because he's probably sticking to what we used to do. This is the debate.
Yeah, we did it all the time.
Chatted in live chat, so I think that's why he's doing it.
He's cleaning the stuff out. Yeah.
He used to do it. I remember we would never used to chat in here.
Yeah, remember we actually used to chat. We used to chat in the live chat. The debate is not actually where we want to have the chats. And I'm guilty of saying hi to people in there. I should start making a habit of going back to live chat and doing it there.
Yeah.
So definitely. I apologize, guys. It's my fault.
Well, that's a fine argument. I just haven't had anyone explaining to me why our message just keeps getting deleted.
So we should actually chat in the live chat.
Yeah, let's do that now. Yeah, okay. Chat in the live.
Chat.
And Popper would go deeper into that can of worms and say, of course, you can't establish cause. You can't establish an explanation. All you can do is falsify. All you can do is...
See what I was saying about Karl Popper? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Say something is wrong. You can never say something is correct. And
that's such a damn sad life to have. I believe nothing can be confirmed. You can only disprove and disprove and disprove and disprove. Such a negative attitude towards life.
Nothing can be confirmed.
Wow. Whole can of worms has a nice little name on it. It's called in philosophy of science, it's called the problem of induction. So, and it's related to the relationship between a deductively valid structure that we call modus tollens, which says if you have some, well, I'll state it. It says if P, then Q, and then you have Q, or I'm sorry, then you have not Q.
Yeah, it's logical deduction. Yeah.
You can then conclude not P.
He doesn't blink much. You're correct.
So that is like science.
If he didn't have eyebrows, he wouldn't be able to talk.
Looks like it's glued up though.
Yeah.
Scientific falsification. If hypothesis, then observation, not observation, therefore not hypothesis. And that is deductively valid.
Yeah.
But if we want to say we can confirm something scientifically, that is kind of like affirming the consequent, which is
No. Confirmation based on science, it's an empirical method. It's objective. No, it's objective, guys, correct? Because what's the... I keep getting mixed up with object subjective. Objective, a person in their judgment, not influenced by personal feeling. There we go. It's objective. There we go. I had it right. Can you believe it? Okay. So it's objective, Cody. It doesn't give a shit what you think. When it comes to deductions, that is based on induction. It's based on subjective thoughts. Science is objective. Therefore, the modus tollens is only a if-then statement, which is based on already validated empirical data. Wow. LJ, you might want to go to the beginning of the stream and watch the idiocy that this Cody Payne has said. It is the most idiotic, stupid, hands down the dumbest things I've heard anybody say anything about the scientific method. This guy, I wouldn't trust with a toilet roll. If he said anything with a toilet roll with science, I would run away. That's how much I trust this guy with his knowledge on the scientific method.
Deductively invalid, and affirming the consequent is the logical form, if P then Q, Q, therefore P, which is not valid. And it seems like...
Yes, it's valid. That's modus tollens. That is valid. Why is it not valid?
Well, according to Popper, that's all scientific confirmation can aspire to.
Ah, because Karl Popper says, huh, do you worship Karl Popper? Does he change your diapers for you?
All scientific confirmation can aspire to is if hypothesis, then observation. Observation, then hypothesis, but that's invalid. You can't draw conclusions from that.
Again, the modus tollens conclusion comes after the science is done. Get it? It's a logical statement. That's all modus tollens is. It's just literally laying out the already established statement. It can't be valid or invalid. The science is already validated or invalidated. The modus tollens is there to explain the cause for the effect. It's just to tell you, because I saw the cause, therefore the effect. Because I saw the effect, therefore the cause. If I didn't see the cause, I didn't get the effect. Get it? If I didn't see the effect, I didn't have the cause. That was it. That's all modus tollens is there for. It's a statement. It's a if P then Q situation. Nothing more. This guy's an idiot.
That is the problem of induction. So one resolution that I like is the use of something called Bayes' theorem, which is related to probability calculus. And
so what's more probable, therefore correct? No, mate.
Bayes' theorem, in brief, says that we can assess the probability of our hypothesis being true given some observation we've made.
And straight away off the bat, pseudoscience. The probability, having an assessed probability doesn't make it science. That's statistical. That's where exactly why I debated with Grayson, where he wanted to say statistics was the cause. Probability doesn't cause things.
By mathematically equating that to something else. And something else is the probability that the observation will occur given the hypothesis is true, multiplied by the probability of the hypothesis by itself, divided by the probability of the observation by itself. So Bayes' theorem says P of A given B equals P of B given A times P of A over P of B. Some of you might be familiar with that. All it is a way of relating probabilities.
Yeah, it's a way of ignoring what you had validated or invalidated in your experiment. That's all it is. Because you can't accept the results, so you want to say probability means it won't ever be validated. Statistics is not science.
Given two kind of data sets, if you will, or two ideas.
It outputs a number of likeliness.
Yes,
that
exactly.
Something is correct, yeah.
So if we kind of apply that to the idea of scientific confirmation, then it suggests
That's not scientific confirmation, so you can't apply it to scientific confirmation. Therefore, you're in a category error, and showing once again you have absolutely no clue what the scientific method is or how it works, and I'm surprised you knew how to bloody wipe your own ass before you came onto the show.
that we
Yeah, that was a hard job. I wonder if he needed help.
can come close to confirming our hypothesis with
This, I don't know. This is a guy that I think if I ever had to speak to him in person, I'd get so triggered just because
No.
he's so stupid and dishonest. I'd really have to control myself with this guy.
the observation we've made. If the what we call the prior probability, that P of O independently of H, is very low, but the probability of the observation, given the hypothesis is true, is quite high. So what that would be like is if we have some observation that's by itself quite unlikely, but under certain circumstances, under this hypothesis, it becomes demanded. This hypothesis.
It's not a hypothesis. It's not a hypothesis. Really? You think statistics is a hypothesis, guys? Probability means hypothesis. No. Probability is not hypothesis.
Statistics.
Hypothesis.
Yeah, that's what he's fighting for. He's fighting for the probability of something to be a hypothesis.
Wow.
This hypothesis actually demands that this observation take place.
Chilling. Yeah.
That's kind of gets into, if you've read Popper, what he talks about the aspect of risk or the aspect of the danger to the hypothesis. The hypothesis has to strongly demand that the observation take place, and if it does, while the observation itself is quite unlikely by in and of itself, then by observing that, we come close to confirming it. We bring probability of hypothesis given observation.
Ha ha ha! This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to put observation as science. You cannot have an experiment if you don't have a hypothesis. Observing something is not natural science. Hence why he's appealing to Karl Popper. Really idiotic. Hey, Mind the Gap, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. No, if you are observing something, okay, this is why they love doing this Eddington experiment nonsense. I made a prediction and then therefore I observed it. That's exactly what he's fighting for. He's trying to say we don't have to have a hypothesis with an actual experiment. He says just observing it is the experiment. Total poppycock.
Wow. So what method did you do?
Total poppycock. This is idiotic. Cody is a pain to listen to, I agree. Dude, this is seriously difficult to get through. He is very serious, yeah.
Observation somewhere close to 100%. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And the
No, it doesn't make... Yeah, it does.
The first thing he says in Ages, and he says, yeah, it does. Makes sense. He doesn't make sense. Wow.
So he's fighting for affirming the consequent fallacies. Well done, Mctoon. Well done.
of course, the probability never reaches 100%.
Right, of course.
Right? It approaches it, and as it gets closer and closer, you're more certain of it.
Yeah. I wonder why it never reaches 100%. Because it's all correlation based. Yeah. Weird. But I can tell you what does reach 100%. The cause for the effect in an experiment. Oh, wow.
Right, of course. Yes. And the interesting thing is, and I've not read this anywhere, but to me it seems like this encodes Occam's razor. Like we get Occam's razor out of this for free because
state Occam's razor for
Occam's razor says that the hypothesis containing fewer assumptions, fewer elements, or the word that I like to use is ad hoc, fewer ad hoc elements to the hypothesis.
Is more likely. That's just about it. Again, it's philosophical, not scientific. Occam's razor is just a philosophical deduction based. That's all. Hey, YouTube, what's up, man? Good to see you.
That hypothesis is more likely to be true over the hypothesis that contains more.
YouTube, you know, the funny thing is, you're not the first person today that told me that YouTube is doing weird things. I put out a short today, and a few people actually told me. It told me now the video came out, and it was like 6 hours ago or something. I've seen that some people didn't even know that came out.
Yeah, so, Vicky's not getting notifications either.
So it's really weird. Even by hitting the bell notification, it doesn't let people know. But you guys at least know I do stream about every night, just not on Tuesday night. So if you don't see me there, then you know something's wrong. But otherwise, I am streaming most of the times.
That's more of those.
Sorry?
What he wrote was, he said, I need codeine for the pain. And it censored it. But that's a good play in his name, isn't it? Cody Payne. That's brilliant, actually.
Ad hoc elements. So this basis account of confirmation and induction kind of encodes Occam's razor, because a P of observation given hypothesis is kind of weak. The hypothesis doesn't really...
You know what that's called? Confirmation bias. And then affirming the consequent. So in other words, you're doing literally 180 degrees of what science is, of what scientific method is. You're literally doing opposite of what scientific method was created for. Well done, Cody. And you want to get a PhD in physics, science? That's scary.
Demand the observation. You had to plug in a lot of other things to get the hypothesis to predict this observation. Then that brings P of observation given hypothesis down, which in turn brings P of hypothesis given observation down. So that's a cool thing that kind of drops out of this account of scientific confirmation. And of course, it also encodes, on the exact other hand, it encodes why predictions are so powerful in science. Because a prediction is nothing more than saying P of observation given hypothesis is quite high.
Yeah, your prediction is just the modus tollens. Again, substantiated by experiment. I don't know. And the way he's trying to talk, it's like almost like he wants to sound intelligent. Have you guys realized this? Mm-hmm. He's like literally talking gibberish, trying to sound intelligent, but he's saying really stupid stuff. Some people have the knack of saying really stupid stuff intelligently, and that's what the Cody's doing. Why? Because he's fooling a gullible audience.
High. The hypothesis, like I said, very strongly demands that this observation takes place. It predicts this observation. It makes this observation absolutely essential for the hypothesis to be true. And so, again, that comes back to the hypothesis has to be at risk. It has to be in danger of falsification in order to be confirmed.
Nice to show again you don't know what a hypothesis is. Hypothesis is based on either validating your cause or invalidating it. So in other words, risk. I'm sorry guys, but this guy's really getting to got on my nerves now.
No.
Yeah, meaning they both have to be valid. Exactly, truth.
Firm. Except Popper doesn't take that next step. He just says the hypothesis needs to be in danger.
He stops. Yeah.
But what the hell, do we care? Because we're not confirming the hypothesis anyway.
And that's what Karl Popper is a moron. Because you do confirm a hypothesis. That's why you manipulate the independent variable. So you confirm your cause for the effect. If it doesn't happen when you manipulate the independent variable, then you've confirmed the null result. Therefore, you've invalidated your hypothesis. What have you done? You've proven something. You've proven that's not the cause for the effect. Karl Popper was an idiotic moron. The fact you guys look so highly up to that philosopher shows why you guys believe in the pseudoscience you do. Can't make it more clear than that.
Just saying.
That's what he's that's his
yeah,
position. Yeah,
exactly.
So, like Popper really did appreciate Einstein's prediction of the 1919 eclipse because it was very bold and definitive. If it matched, it meant this, and more so because it's Popper. If it didn't match, it meant it was wrong.
And it didn't match. Whoopsie. So it was wrong.
It was very bold.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, very much so. So that brings us to kind of my next point, which is the value of predictive power and explanatory power in itself. And also the idea of the self-consistency of a hypothesis or a theory. One thing, again, this is a thing where the flat earth position is just dead out of the gate, because flat earthers cannot bring an argument that validly represents a globe prediction and then refutes that prediction. They cannot bring...
Oh, really? Have you never heard of the black swan, you bloody moron? Last time I checked, the modus tollens for the black swan is if P then Q.
Yeah.
What the hell? The black swan exists.
P then Q, if not P then not Q.
What? He just outright lied again. And why is he bringing flat earth into this again?
That's it. They like doing that. Especially when that's not the one they're meant to be talking about.
Yeah.
But he did tell us at the start, we'll get into a little bit of flat earth.
Yeah, I mean, what's flat earth got to do with scientific method again?
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Valid modus tollens argument of if globe, then X, not globe. And so if you can't do that, if you can't meet the globe theory on its own terms and find a prediction, make a correct prediction about the globe, and then falsify that prediction, you're dead out of the gate. You're not doing science.
Yeah.
No, modus tollens is not science, Cody. Once again, showing you don't know what the scientific method is. And once again, we have done this. The black swan. Have you heard of the black swan before, Cody? Every horizon, geometric horizon on your globe can be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. The black swan shows the horizon 10 times that distance. Therefore, not a globe of a radius of 9359 miles. Get it? Positive claim debunked. Woo-wee. He's buttered instead of butt pleasured, Flats.
And if the globe can survive every prediction, if it can survive every attempt at falsification and still be internally consistent and non-ad hoc, honestly,
your globe is ad hoc. Your globe has failed to prove gas pressure without containment. Your globe has failed to show us any measurement that doesn't require a flat earth. Your globe has failed to do anything of validity. Everything you base your globe on is scale is too big to observe it. Get it?
Yeah.
Hey, Tension, good to see you. Thank you for coming. It's really bad.
you could call that, in and of itself, an account of scientific truth. And that's something we can kind of get into a little bit later, is that would be kind of like a scientific anti-realist view, that science is really just about making good predictions about what we'll observe.
No. Science is just about making good predictions. No. Science is a method. Let me get this straight. Let me try and explain this in a very simple manner to this guy. The scientific method is just that. An empirical method. You observe a natural phenomena. You want to figure out what caused this natural phenomena. You go and create a hypothesis based on this. The hypothesis is what you think caused that natural phenomena. So in other words, you will predict what caused that phenomena. You do an experiment to find out if that did cause that phenomena. That's what science is about. Figuring out how things work. Figuring out the cause for something observed in nature. That's how it works. Wow, yeah, he means post-dictions, exactly, Tinchin. But this guy has literally been wrong from start to this point. I don't know, 25 minutes in, and I've never ever heard so much wrong. Even FTFE gets more right than this guy. And that's saying something.
It really doesn't concern itself with what actually exists in reality, and there are actual philosophers.
What? Science doesn't... What? That's all it works with, you moron. What exists in reality is the cause for the effect. You can't observe something if it doesn't exist. There has to physically be a cause for that observation to physically exist. Ooh, I better breathe. Ooh, I don't know if I can do much more of this, guys.
No, I think, wow, it becomes mind-numbing. To start off, it's like, how stupid can it be? Then it's a bit comical, and then it starts triggering you, and then you're not.
But now it's got to the point that it's literally just painful to sit and listen, and know he's going to say something wrong, and have to literally correct him again.
A very apt name for him. Very apt.
Should we maybe just do 5 more minutes, or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely, 5 more minutes.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, let's do 5 more minutes, guys, because I don't know. I can't take this. There's no ways I'm going to do a whole... Wow.
No. I mean, look how long... Wow, 25 minutes. And we're 2 hours, 20 minutes in.
I've had to correct this guy literally every 5 seconds.
Wow, dude. And then how long's left? Another hour and 20. Wow. This would be longer than that 6-parter.
Yeah.
We did the other one.
Yeah, that's for sure.
This is insane.
We need a 6-hour show to do this in one rip, you know.
Into the break, there's a lot of quotes I'm going to clip from this. A lot.
Absolutely.
This is... Oh, man.
You've got to make a play out of his name as well.
Cody's in pain. Wow. Okay. Let's see if we can maybe endure 5 more minutes.
Hold this position. And I'm not advocating this position. I'm actually the opposite. But my point is, there's a valid case to be made that science only concerns itself with consistency. It only cares that the hypothesis has predictive power, has explanatory power, and is self-consistent. And that is the true hypothesis by scientific standards.
No, that's not by scientific standards. Consistency is part of the method. By being consistent, that you keep your experiment with the hypothesis. That's the only thing consistent. What you just said is not science. What you just said is baloney.
The only thing he knows about science is how to spell it. That's it.
This guy, and like I said, this is the sad. I don't understand how this guy is studying quantum optics. A physics degree. He wants a PhD in physics in a scientific field. But he doesn't have a cooking clue what it even is. How did he even get his foot in the door to do this? How?
It's crazy.
I think we can go farther than that in investigating truth and reality and what is actually out there using science. But honestly, if Flat Earth cannot even get past this simple hurdle of showing some internal inconsistency, of showing some valid argument against the globe,
we have many.
Wow.
The guy still doesn't understand. When we show inconsistency with the globe, it's not science.
Where does this dude come from, man? He's an industry plant.
This is sad. Oh, and I hope Mctoon is watching this. Mctoon, I really hope he's watching, so you can go and have a discussion with this Cody afterwards again and say, oh yeah, I think we failed.
Maybe we could do a wiki page on him about how mad this is. Like he did in the Flaffles. That's terrible artwork.
I mean, this is terrible. I mean, I thought they're going to say one or two stupid things, for the stream, and it's going to be fun, you're going to laugh at it. But this is like a marathon of idiocy. It's like watching a guy bang his head against a wall and he's almost knocking all his teeth out and he's just carrying on. He doesn't stop. Yeah. The more you're begging him to stop, the more he's carrying on.
Like Glenn Shaw, Cody looks like Dave Buscemi was the local milkman. Dave Buscemi, I'd cross between Dave Buscemi and, what's his name? Boris Becker.
Oh, Boris Becker. Hey, he does have that kind of style.
A little, yeah. He's more fair than Ginger, but yeah, Boris Becker.
It could be the lighting that's giving that ginger, though.
Yeah.
Some valid...
Guess what we just did, guys? We say we just saw his hair, Craig. We can see his hair, just like we can see Metallica on his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
We see things.
Deductive falsification of the globe. It's dead on the gate. There's no reason to even take it seriously. So honestly, like I was saying, independent of the scientific confirmations, like the positive confirmations of the globe, independently of that, we don't even need to bother with refuting Flat Earth if they can't even meet this basic hurdle.
No, you don't refute it because you don't have a refutation for it. Because your globe is falsified many, many times over.
One thing you're independent from is sense, dude.
This guy doesn't have it. I don't know. I don't even know if he knows his left hand from his right hand, to be honest.
Mm.
Literally all he's doing now
there
is...
no such thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's no such thing as left and right. Don't you have a mirror? It's the same.
No left and right, just opposites.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's something really kind of interesting and really, really damning for Flat Earth, I would say.
Yeah, and it's important to know why they don't ever actually do to understand why they don't ever actually do a real falsification test of the globe.
Because it's not science. You can't do a scientific experiment for a globe because it's not scientific. It's a category error. Science is not what is. It's how. It's a why. Idiot. This guy's a
Was
moron.
that Stewie from Family Guy who just popped in?
Yeah.
Who the hell is this Cody? He's supposed to be a student studying at university to get his PhD in quantum optics, which is a physics degree. He's supposed to be talking about the scientific method and how much knowledge he has on it. But I swear my dog poop that I pick up and throw away every morning has more experience in scientific method than this guy.
Yeah. He thinks he's profound by saying seeing things is science. Observing something is science. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Is because they have incorrect application of the hypothesis.
Right. Exactly. Very much so. And honestly, that would be a challenge. Like, I challenge flat earthers in these Facebook groups all the time. Can you give me a valid prediction of the globe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Black Swan. Well done. Black Swan.
And they can't.
They always get it. They get it all wrong.
Black Swan. Should we say it again? Black Swan.
Yeah. The closest I...
Yeah, when we tested for the globe, the rocket seemed to return to launch. Yeah. Gas pressure without containment yet? No. Convex water yet? No. Everything postulated by the globe has been shown wrong. Does the globe rotate, guys? No.
No.
Does the globe curve? No. These guys are literally making shit up. They're lying to the audience, and the audience is literally just saying, yes, you guys are so great. And Raichi just sucking it up there. Yeah, what he says, no-uh. Witsit says, no-uh. No, Witsit doesn't say no-uh, Raichi. Witsit says exactly what we say. You guys are all idiot liars.
It wasn't that long ago she was sticking up for bloody Witsit. See what I mean?
She's a contradicting troll.
Yeah. The worst type of crate, hypocrite.
It's crazy.
I've seen.
Oh, and news, guys. STSD has decided he stops with his channel. He's not going to do YouTube channel anymore, debunking Flat Earth. Oh. It's over. I think this is the 5th time he said this. Isn't this like the 5th time he's done this now? And anyway, while he did that, he says, calling out Raichi as the new hero for the anti-flat earthers.
Oh, wow.
Raichi is so intelligent.
Yeah.
I can't believe how intelligent Raichi is, apparently.
Wow.
My God.
Affirmed by STSE, you must be really intelligent, Raichi, then.
I couldn't find myself more offended than being called out that way by him.
Yeah. Nobody can be held
I would
in more
delete myself from the internet if I was, spoken about by his mouth like that.
and nobody can be held in more esteem than STST. He's a man of his word, I'm telling you, man. Unbelievable.
Okay, we've got like 2 minutes left of this. What we said we'll
It's
do.
a trope with people like that. You know, I'm leaving. Then they'll just go around the corner.
Yeah. Let's see.
Maybe we can discuss this for just a second. The absolute closest thing I've seen is actually a deductively sound argument. Deductively valid argument from Mitchell from Australia. If you remember, about year and a half ago, there was a little beef between Mitchell from Australia and Blue Marble Science, where Mitchell from...
So he has been around for a while, this Cody guy.
Yeah,
this explains all the anti-flurf things he's been saying. Well done. Okay. So he is an anti-flurfer. Okay. Now I know why he's so stupid. I get it.
Australia had gone into this museum that housed a Foucault pendulum, and there was a sign that said something to the effect of, this Foucault pendulum is not working the way it's expected to, is down for maintenance. And he made a video on that where he actually made a deductively valid modus tollens argument. If spinning globe model, then all Foucault pendulums have to meet this prediction.
They have to process. Yep.
Yeah, this Foucault pendulum does not process.
That was his modus tollens. By the way, that's not science.
It's not.
that's value. Oh.
It's crazy.
It's just logical deduction. It's not science.
No, they don't do science. They do reliance, and it without any facts in it.
Science.
Also, I want to know, how do you do maintenance for a focal pendulum that doesn't show Earth rotation? Isn't Earth rotation supposed to be the cause?
Yeah, exactly.
And if it's not showing the cause, that means Earth is not rotating.
Exactly. So if anything you do to that, you're manipulating it.
It's stupid. So in other words, they went and fixed the Earth's rotation.
Yeah, I mean, it's attached to the Earth. It's on a gimbal, but it's still attached to the Earth. It's not in its own reference frame.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Glenn, I used to think Raichi was smart. But the more I watch her these days, I'm sorry, she's not smart.
Yeah, I used to be shamed by comparison, but yeah, not anymore.
No, I'm sorry.
Or this can be correct, and that's at least an admirable attempt at some falsification of.
I'm just waiting for Rachie to start doing debates.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Then we can laugh. But the problem is she can't do debates because she doesn't know most of the things she talks about. I mean, look at when she spoke about Coriolis effect or the Black Swan with Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, she didn't know what the hell was being spoken about. And it's something she should have known from becoming a flat earther in the first 5 minutes.
Right.
Well, now, of course, there are so many confounding variables with the Foucault pendulum that could be causing it. It has to be set up very carefully. It has to be set up very precisely.
Yeah.
It's not science. There's no confounding variables. It's a man-made parlor trick. That's it, mate. By the way, we have 4 Foucault's pendulums in South Africa. Can anybody tell me if one of them are in commission? Not one.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Because it doesn't fucking work.
Run out batteries.
Science ain't reliance.
No, it doesn't work.
Mm.
They go the opposite way, or they just keep moving in the same direction as it showed with Mitchell.
It's okay if they don't work, because you could just pour water down your sink and find out, you know?
Yeah, my toilet must be deciding when it wants to go to the northern or southern hemisphere.
Yeah, absolutely.
To actually work properly. So, of course, it's not a deductively sound argument, which means it has true premises, but it is deductively valid in the sense of if its premises were true, its conclusion would be true.
That's called contradiction. It can't be valid and invalid at the same time, Cody. I think that's enough. I can't do this anymore.
Well, how can you be... oh, wow. Does he understand the meaning of valid?
No, obviously not.
Wow. That statement was invalid.
Yeah, that statement was invalid. I agree. Wait a...
No.
Oh, sorry, guys. I can't carry on with that anymore.
Yeah, headache. I thought it was a sitcom to start off with, but wow. Mind-numbing, spirit-crushing bullcrap.
Crazy. This is usually when we say any thoughts, but I think everybody knows the thoughts.
Yeah, I think my brain's starting to stardust now.
I didn't expect this much, Derp. I really didn't expect this much. So I'm sorry I put you guys through this.
It's interesting still to see it. Yeah, it's just ludicrous.
It's crazy. This Lord, anything to say?
No.
No, he's already died.
No. I think you all said it already.
Yeah.
And Ryan?
I think Ryan must have died a few hours ago.
Ryan's busy eating cookies, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, Cookie Monster! Glenn says, if the Earth is rotating, shouldn't my pee have a sideways arc as well?
Only when you're drunk.
Only when you're drunk, yeah. Oh, wow. It's sad. So, yeah, I guess that was the show then, guys. I just want to say thank you to the people that's come to the show. Thank you for the members. Thank you, Saddlebomb, for becoming a member, mate. Thank you for everybody that's just hit the likes and shared the show. Really do appreciate you guys. Yeah, just in time for MDD, Sovereign. Guys, go watch that. Go support Caleb. I think he's going to rip Ozian apart. Definitely.
Yeah,
and maybe tomorrow night we can do the review on that debate then.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I might give it a watch it for an hour.
That might be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to sleep. Well, try and
Yeah,
sleep.
I'll
My
watch
blood
it. Well,
pressure's
I'll
so
probably-
high.
Yeah.
My blood pressure's
I'll
so high. I
probably-
don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep now.
Yeah, no. I'll probably fall asleep watching it.
So it's good to see you
At
guys.
least I'll hear some sense in that. I might hear nonsense as well, but at least I know I'll hear some sense, you know.
Working on it, don't you think it's sad that a spray painter is able to know the scientific method than a so-called PhD student?
Oh, shut up.
Shows you how dumb the guy is, hey?
Maybe they just taught us the different science than when we were in school.
Indeed.
Okay. So yeah, oh, look at all the trolls coming in now. So sad. Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks guys for coming. Really appreciate you all. Yeah, I think we'll do then the debate tomorrow. PUBG Battlegrounds, awesome. I haven't played PUBG in such a long time. I used to be an avid PUBG player. So cheers guys, thanks all for coming. Really appreciate all your support. Please hit the likes if you haven't already. It really, really does help the show to grow. And share the show on every platform you can. Let's get the people to know the channel. Sovereign says he's going to do a reaction on tonight, so that's for me tomorrow morning, like 4 or 5 in the morning. So I'm going to be sleeping. But if you guys haven't already subscribed to Sovereign Soul, go and watch it because he does some good breakdowns of the stuff. Definitely well worth it. So yeah, cheers guys. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night. True Cherry Popper, thank you for coming. Mon Mind, good to see you guys. I nephew, what's up? And bye bye. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Many, many blessings. May the pressure be with you. Cheers.
Die.